So we got a question here from B. Harris. Explain trap games. Okay, just to show you what a trap game is, Harris, I made some videos on this subject. You can go ahead and check those out. I'll leave the link down below. Here's the playlist to some of my videos here. I made a lot of videos on sports betting. I made a collection of videos here. Beating the sports books in Vegas, 3 tips, and as well as using perception in sports. That was an early video. Public action versus sharp action. You can check out some of these videos that I made, and that'll give you a lot more insight. Public action, public sports betting, the same as sharps. I made some good videos here explaining these theories, how to profit off of situational betting. Okay, those are all tied into the trap game. Okay, so you might want to check those videos out. But for one thing that I want to explain in this video is, do I believe there is such thing as trap games as a whole? Not really. I believe trap games could be any game. I don't believe that they are setting these lines according to one side. I believe they're trying to get even action on both these teams that they're putting a line out for. Okay, so any one of these games can be a trap game. All right, so any game that is getting money towards one side can be a trap game. All right, so my suggestion is to look for games that is getting too much lopsided action, and the way you can tell by that is how the line is moving. Okay, so if you get a line that opens at this number 235 and it's gone all the way to 260 here, okay, if you do a little bit of research, you know that the public is coming in on Washington. Okay, doesn't mean you go against them, but you have to do your research and handicap these games, and then you'll understand and everything will start to align and why people are starting to play this certain way. And it all comes down to perception. Okay, that was one of my first videos here. It all comes down to perception and the way the mind thinks. Okay, and that's going to lead you to a possible winner in most of these games. All right, so you got to figure out what the public is thinking and then decipher whether or not you want to go with them or go against them. And you have to make that decision. So like I said, any game could be or have the possibility of being a trap game. Okay, this could be a trap game right here. All right, this line went from 150 to 200, 188. Obviously Atlanta won, but there's no research done on this game. Okay, like I said, this game right here could be a trap game. All right, so it just comes down to the research that you do on the games. But just know that when the line is moving on a game, when a line is moving a certain way, you know that it's getting action on the game. Okay, so for instance, this game, the Cincinnati St. Louis game, this line opened at 128 and it flipped to 107. Now, why is the public coming in on St. Louis here? You got to take note of this flip here, because the line makers, they opened this Cincinnati game at 128. Okay, and the public flipped the line. There was a lot of money moving this line and making St. Louis the favorite. So this looks like could have been a trap game with some research backing it. Why is it that this line opened at 128? So the line makers had the right side initially on this game. Okay, and there was money being bet on the opposite side, and they were wrong. Okay, so this could have very well been a trap game. But that's where the research comes in. That's where the handicapping comes in. And like I said, the first the first thing to look at is trends. Look at trends and look at the psychology of the bettors placing money on these games. Try to figure out when a trend is going to break or when the trend is going to continue. So I'll put this link down in the description. I made a lot of videos on this subject. So I'll be back with some more videos. So comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see you then.